Today we bring special attention, awareness to hunger. September is the Hunger Month in Laredo, Texas, and we have members of the South Texas Food Bank. And let me read the proclamation, and then it will allow for comments from staff and board members and whoever wishes to speak. From the Office of the Mayor, proclamation. Whereas hunger and poverty are issues of grave concern in the United States, the state of Texas, and the city of Laredo. And whereas the city of Laredo is committed to taking steps to raise awareness about the need to combat hunger in every part of our city and to provide additional resources that citizens of Laredo need. And whereas the city of Laredo is committed to working with Feeding America, Feeding Texas, and the South Texas Food Bank in educating people about the role and importance of food banks in addressing hunger and raising awareness of the need to devote more resources by the South Texas Food Bank monthly. And whereas the members of the South Texas Food Bank serves an average of 28,000 families made up of over 43,000 adults and over 23,000 children through its network of food pantries, kids cafes, shelters, and other community organizations. And whereas food banks across the country, including the South Texas Food Bank, members of Feeding America and Feeding Texas, will host numerous events throughout the month of September to bring awareness and attention to encourage involvement in efforts to end hunger in their local community. Now therefore I, Pete Saenz, as Mayor of the City of Laredo, by virtue of the authority vested in me, do hereby proclaim the month of September 2016 as Hunger Action Month in Laredo, Texas. Again, congratulations. Thank you for being with us. And please,
thank you.
If you care to say a few words.
Thank you very much, Mayor. Got a
Could
little.
you introduce yourself, please?
Yeah. My name is Alma Bubel, and I'm the Executive Director there at the South Texas Food Bank, and we have a little token of our appreciation to the city,
Thank you so
for
much.
this proclamation. At this time, I'd like to recognize Mr. Erasmo Villarreal, our board president, here to my left. And I want you all to know that the South Texas Food Bank's mission is to bring awareness to the community, the hunger in our community. Not only does hunger exist in third world countries, but it exists in our backyard. We live, probably Webb County being one of the most impoverished counties. 1 out of every 3 children go to bed hungry every night. And again, like the mayor alluded to, we do work with over 70 agencies that help us with the distribution of this food to the families so they can have the resources so they do not go to bed hungry. We do service 28,000 families. We have seen this last fiscal year over 175,000 meals that have been served to the children through our 19 kids cafes. We do service 8 different counties. We also partner up with United Way, HEB, Walmart, Target, Feeding America, and Feeding Texas. All these partners of ours, we come together and we are able to fulfill our mission, which is feeding the hungry. And our mission during the month of September is to make awareness in our community and promote the awareness that hunger does exist in our backyard. Thank you. And I don't know if Mr. Villarreal would like to,
Sure.
say a few words.
Thank you, Alma. I think as a founding board member of the South Texas Food Bank, we started this 26 years ago here in the city of Laredo as Laredo Webb County Food Bank under the auspices of HEB. When we started 26 years ago, we started at a small facility at the airport. It was less than a 10,000 square foot warehouse. It was 5,000. We soon outgrew that. We went to another warehouse, which is double the size, 10,000. We soon outgrew that too and moved to our present facilities, which is now 25,000. Unfortunately, when we started 26 years ago, I thought that as the economy improved in this area and in other areas, your clients would be less. That has not happened at all. As the economy improved, we still saw the need for people. A lot of our clients that were in need were elderly who were not receiving proper assistance in terms of food resources. They were having to make decisions whether they bought food or medicine. This is where the food bank would come in to supplement and help these elderly people. We do have a very good program, which is the CSFP program, which is strictly for elderly right now, that assists people with 40 to 45 pounds of food a month to help the elderly, in their need and their quest. But we have seen a lot more need in the areas that we service. And subsequently, awareness of our mission is very critical. We rely heavily on partnerships and donations. For $120 a month that you donate to the food bank, you can feed a family for a whole year. That's not a lot when you think about it. And that goes a long way in our mission. We are currently always looking to do additional fundraising to bring in more families because our waiting lists are tremendous. The areas that we cover are incredible. We go from Del Rio all the way down to Starr County in Rio Grande. And the need is tremendous all along this area and all along. Most of it is border area. And we see that we need to do more. And we, as a board, and we have a very hard-working staff that are constantly trying to make ends meet and doing a heck of a good job in putting out the product that the community needs in the different areas. But I urge everyone, any donation, whatever amount it is, goes a long way in our food bank. And it helps us bring in another person, another family with assistance for food. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Do we have another speaker?
Anybody else want to say something?
I know Sal's never shy.
No, we have to it. This man right here has been on our food bank board for many years, but he's recently resigned, but he was former president and done a great job with the food bank. We have a tremendous board that continuously goes out. And the awareness is the key, because you can't see hunger. You cannot see hunger. You can see people who are sick, who are fighting cancer, battling all kinds of challenges health-wise, but hunger is a silent situation. And in the hierarchy of needs, what is number one? Food. And we appreciate the donors, and we appreciate Laredo's help all the time. Blessings to you, and we are blessed to have the food bank in our community. It's not our food bank, it's your food bank, the community's food bank. Thank you, Pete.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. God bless you, Pete.
God bless you. Well, do we have any other speakers? If not, I've got some concluding remarks, if I may. Hunger is part of poverty. Obviously, it's probably at the lowest level of poverty when people are seeking food, for their sustenance. I mean, that's as poor as you can get. And that's disturbing and obviously not acceptable in any community, much less Laredo, Texas, and Webb County. The statistics are very clear. Poverty exists. It's prevalent in the border areas, the border counties. I know sometime back, I think LMT, I had an article, and I think Webb was the seventh poorest county, and I think we had even more poor counties if you go south. Willacy, Cameron, I think were there. But irrespective, we personally, it's a personal challenge as a mayor, and of course, any public figure, we have a duty to combat this. And we've started, Judge Atano Tijerina, when I ran for mayor, it was very much part of my platform. But if you all can imagine, it's a global, it's a huge issue. So the judge and I, along with many other people, have established a committee that is at the UT Health Science Center. Dr. Keene and I believe that committee also appointed a chair, and that's Mercurio Martinez. So we've been meeting periodically, monthly, for the last 4 or 5 months or so, trying to grab a hold of this. And it appears that we can break this into 2 sections. One is the immediate need, hunger, homelessness, health issues, and how to deal with it. So we've been thinking, and there's a study out there now that I believe TAMIU is now preparing or researching, and the results should be coming out hopefully in the next month or 2, as to who's really providing services in our area, particularly Laredo, Texas, and Webb County. Who are we? We feel that there's a lot of people that care, that help, agencies, entities, but it appears also that we're not communicating, that apparently there's gaps between the services that these agencies are providing. So we want to bring them all under one umbrella, so to speak, and identify them and see exactly what needs are fulfilling. And if there's any gaps, then we'll figure something out. But the immediate concern is when there's a crisis, middle of the night, you know, they're thrown out of an apartment complex or wherever their home, their rental home, or there's matters between family issues and the mother and the children are out. Who do they call at 11, 12 o'clock at night? We're trying to expand the 311 system, and of course this is all still in the planning stage, where people can actually call, and there'll be a facilitator there. 311 can then refer that to a facilitator, and then that entity, whoever that entity may be, can then take charge and actually address this. You can go here and here, and if that's saturated or filled up, you can go to the other entity that can provide further assistance or help. And of course, the food bank is there. I mean, I've seen it. I've been there, and it's. And when we say food bank, it's a conglomerate of people. I know there's the HEB, it's truly the backbone, and I know we have other sponsors as well. But I remember initially when the food bank started, I mean, if it weren't for the HEB, we wouldn't, have gotten to the level that we are now. But irrespective, going back to the poverty issue, then we have the more global, our workforce, education, our work skills. As a mayor and a city council and as a county judge and the commissioner's court, we're here to promote jobs. We know that if our constituency is well prepared, well educated and skilled, and if we can bring in the jobs, I mean, that will lift up people out of poverty. Comprehensive immigration reform, personally I feel, is also contributing to this. Personally I feel that as our folks, especially in poverty, kind of climb the ladder, out of poverty, there's more coming in. And although we're growing in population, we're about 270,000 people now, the percentage is still the same. The percentage of poverty, people under, experiencing poverty situations are still the same. So there's an answer out there. We're grappling with it, but hopefully soon we can come up with some solutions and we can start applying the immediate solutions versus the more cumbersome solutions, which will need the state and of course the federal government. And of course it's all subject to what the economy is doing as well. So there's many factors, but we haven't lost sight of that. And we're very cognizant to what the needs are and what we need to do, but it takes the entire village, so to speak, the entire community to be aware of that. But us as leaders, we need to take charge and come up, and I believe we're trying very hard to do that. And with that in mind, if we have any other comments, I sincerely appreciate on behalf of our city and city council all the good work that the food bank has done, is doing, and will continue to do. And the food bank is represented by these folks, but there's an army behind these folks here that contribute. And of course the army is we could have more volunteers within that army to make it even a more stronger, more effective component of our community. So with that in mind, thank you very much. Keep in mind that hunger does exist. It's shameful in a way to say it, but it does. We would want to have less of that, but apparently it's still very prevalent. So whatever you can do to contribute will go a long, long way. And kids and families will appreciate that very much. Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you.